Hello everybody, here we are live looking at picture quality. Everything seems to be right. And here we now continue. So, hello everybody. Welcome to today's live show. This is the tech show number 67. Sorry, for March 7th. 2017, and of course this is the show where I answer your questions every Tuesdays 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2000 hours UTC. We are from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. My name is Gilles, and hope you will enjoy the show. The way the structure of the show works is I answer the email questions first, the ones that I got at this email address, helpwithyourcomputers@gmail.com. And then we go to the chat room, and if there's any other questions, of course, we will take a look at that. If my voice is a little troubly this morning, or this afternoon, or tonight, depending where you are, I was at a Sting concert last night, and I sang my heart out, so my vocal cords are slightly damaged for today. So greetings everybody. Hello everybody in the chat room. We'll say hi a little later on to all of you for sure, and hope you enjoy today's show. Donations, they are extremely helpful, extremely important. Basically, the donations help me continue. If I didn't have donations starting last year, I think I wouldn't be here at all doing this right now. So it's pretty cool that you are coming through with donations. How can you donate? Two ways. Patreon, with a nice little donation. You can give any amount from $1 to whatever amount you want, monthly or per video view or per video posted, or you just, you choose what type of donation you want to give. You can also give through PayPal at the Yahoo email you see at the bottom here. And I want to thank everybody that has donated. And if I've helped you in any way, please feel free to donate. Helps me a lot, and I mean a lot, because of crappy AdSense monetization. It really helps lately. So thanks for everybody. And if I've helped you in any way, or if you like what I do, don't hesitate. And the little cat is here saying hello to everyone. So hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Okay, we've got a few questions. Let me I forgot to just turn on emails to view the emails people sent me. So just a few seconds here as we go to the emails. Okay. Here it goes. So one of the first questions I've got is from Andy in Montreal. Andy has actually a really good question, because I got to say that one of the biggest problems in downloading software, especially when you're searching for real official stuff, is knowing where you are and if you're at the right place. So, Andy, this question is pretty much, how do I know that I'm on an official site like Dell or any other site to download something? So he downloaded a webcam driver from a site, downloaded 4 other programs, messed up his computer. Fortunately, he removed the programs. They were easy to remove, and everything was okay. But it, of course, brings a question. How do I know I'm downloading from a right source? How do I know the program I'm downloading is from the official source? The best that you can do for that is, first of all, remember that all major manufacturers, when you're looking for drivers, all have their own website. So Dell, in the address bar at the top, should say dell.com or dell.ca. Toshiba would say toshiba.ca here in Canada, toshiba.com, or you would see Toshiba in the URL at the beginning. Pretty much every website from a manufacturer has really its own website. So one of the first things you need to know is, if you're looking for a driver for a webcam, for example, if the webcam is from Dell, then of course you need to really get it from Dell, not from another source. Because one of the major issues here is that people will tend to Google the webcam or the model or stuff like that. And unfortunately, the way it works right now with Google is that very often the top websites are not necessarily always the ones you want, but rather some that are sometimes paid for, and that, yeah, might have the driver for you, but they're going to have like tons of crap also. And I got to say, that's one of the really difficult things for sure, because the problem is that, as a tech guy, probably one of the most common reasons why somebody calls the tech guy, hey, I downloaded iTunes because I wanted to have iTunes because I wanted to back up my phone on my PC, for example, or transfer pictures. They end up with iTunes and a ton of other junk with it. So first, knowing who makes the software or the hardware. So that you can Google. You can actually just go on Google and say, who makes iTunes? And you will have an answer that will say, oh, that's Apple. Which means iTunes will come out of Apple website. So not any other website. You got to be on Apple's website. Very often, these websites do have secure websites. Often they are on HTTPS when you see the URL at the top in the web address bar, the URL. So basically, it is really something to check for. Really make sure you're downloading from the manufacturer. Know who the manufacturer of your different products are, and know who the where to go directly. If you have a Dell computer, a Toshiba computer, an HP computer, put the HP website in your favorites, so that if you ever need a driver, ever need something for basically that, downloading drivers or some software, you can go directly. You're going directly to the HP website. They rarely send you anywhere else. In general, they are always going to have the download from their own website. So in the case of your webcam, if it was a Dell, then the first thing you need to know is, where is Dell's website? And that's the first thing you need to do. And somewhere on the Dell web page, and I believe on Dell it's on the upper right, there's something called it will say drivers or software, or sometimes going to say support. Very often the drivers are in the support page. So it's very important to know where you're going and where you're downloading. So don't Google a driver of something. Learn to know what the manufacturer is also. Sometimes you have a third party, say I have a webcam here that I do a live show with, and this the webcam is a Logitech. So I will not Google Logitech C920 drivers. I will go to the Logitech web page, which is logitech.com. From there, I will choose in the list of devices. So it's very important that you know who makes what. Google it. I've seen somebody also that wanted to have CCleaner, ended up with some bunch of really, really horrible stuff, including malware. And that person said, well, CCleaner is bad. No, it's not. You're not getting CCleaner from Piriform that makes CCleaner. So before you download it, the best thing you can do is just Google who makes CCleaner. The first answer will be, oh, Piriform. Very often you'll even have a link to Piriform's website. Okay, Piriform makes it. I need to go to Piriform's website. Nowhere else. It's way too easy to fall into a trap if you Google, I need this or that driver. I will do it personally sometimes, but because I know how to avoid the traps most of the time. But even then, even a tech guy, can tell you one thing, even a tech guy in some of the very hard to find drivers will very often be able to fall into a trap. It's easy to fall into a trap. Even a tech guy like me will fall into a trap sometimes. It looks obvious, looks correct. Because why? Because there's, a little small percentage of things that you need to download that are really old. And very often the website or the company that made it was not, it doesn't exist anymore. The web page where you would download it doesn't exist anymore. So it can happen that it's a little difficult, but I can tell you, really learn who makes what you need to download. And only go there. Don't go to, I see Softonic, which is one of the popular ones, has it. Yeah, they often have it with junk. So it's very, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to go anywhere else than our original manufacturer. And yes, there are exceptional times where finding something is hard and you need to go through some obscure websites. I remember a client of mine having a Wi-Fi driver for a real old Realtek Wi-Fi card. And Realtek themselves did not have drivers anymore for that. And I remember going to this obscure website in the Czech Republic or something. And okay, yeah, I did get the driver. It was there. But, when you start going through these weird websites, it's like, So the best thing to do, basically, is just make sure you're at the original manufacturer. So you said Dell, automatically you need to go to the Dell website. So you can't search for the driver. You have to go to the Dell website, and from there you'll be asked questions. Or, sometimes they have this little form that you click. Okay, I've got this, and that's the model number, and that's webcam, and that's this and that. And you eventually find drivers. One of the sad things about drivers is basically, and that's, probably a lot of websites, one comes to mind, HP. Some of them, or even Toshiba, it's dreadfully difficult to find the drivers in their web page. It's difficult to find where the hell am I finding, So sometimes what you could do is, I do use Google sometimes for example, I will type, Dell drivers, say in your case, I would go to Dell drivers and make sure that in the list, because when you have search results, you see the website that is sending you to. You only click the one that is actually telling you, for example, Dell.com/drivers or Dell.com/something, because that one is really Dell. The other ones will have weird names or will not have anything related to that website at all. So if you don't see anything related to Dell on the page or to the manufacturer of what you're searching, well, that's how. Don't go on the computer, please. Thank you very much, my little friend. And basically, it is. I gotta say, it is sometimes a little hard. But make sure you're just on the right page. So you download from the original manufacturer only. Never download from a third-party website. You know, some are not bad, but you just can't take the risk anymore today. It's just way too easy to just get, into a trap with that. And hope that everything is all right, my friend. And basically, you're better off waiting a little bit and saying, hey, I'm going to ask the tech guy, send me a little email, or, and I'll answer back with, oh, that's the website where you need to go. So, but boy, it isn't easy. It isn't easy very often. So, question number 2. Some of those questions, well, they're all YouTube related, and this will answer. So I hope, Andrew, by the way, that I answered your question, and don't hesitate to ask if you're not sure. So the next questions will be I will answer actually 2 people. I will answer, first of all, Tommy, aka Viper Boy, which is a regular contributor to our chat room and everything, and loves my show. And he's also, I'm also answering here a email that's coming from Helen. And here's the problem. So first of all, Helen has a problem with YouTube. She says that when she tries to go view videos, she gets no image but audio when she full screens. She says in the little square in the browser works fine, then she full screens and it doesn't. That is most of the time, two major issues that cause this. Either your browser's problematic with the full screen of a video for the rendering of full screen. Try another browser. You're not telling me what browser. One of the things that I have to say every time you send me questions, try to be as precise as possible. This is a very general question. So one of the first things I would say is change the web browser you're using. If you're talking of, you're using Edge, go to Google Chrome or Firefox, or try it with different browsers. One will do it. A great example on this Insider machine. Now, this is an Insider problem, obviously, but still, on this Insider machine here, Microsoft Edge doesn't work very well with full screen videos right now on this machine particularly. The other one I have, yep. On this one, no. So I switched to Google Chrome for viewing YouTube videos here. And full screen and everything works perfectly. So change the browser. That's probably one of the most common problems. The browser is not rendering right. Another problem that might prevent you from rendering full screen correctly is, and of course, make sure that your browsers are up to date. One of the things that I see very often at clients is, oh, I can't view this web page. Okay, but you're on a Chrome version of 3 years ago. You've never updated. And then you update it and everything works fine suddenly. So make sure you're also at the latest version of every browser that you have. Now, another problem that might arise, you have audio and no video, is the fact that your display adapter driver might be a problem. Maybe it's too old, and I've seen many cases of the videos and the little square on the browser doesn't work well, or is green, or is bizarre, or is black, or full screen doesn't work, and you just update the computer's graphic adapter driver. So if you have a brand computer, it's quite easy usually. If you have a Dell or a Toshiba or an HP, go to the website of the manufacturer, go into the support page, and usually they'll ask you to enter the model number you have. If you have a laptop or a desktop, from a brand computer, there's a sticker on it somewhere that has all sorts of information on, what it is. And from there, select graphics adapter driver or display adapter. It will be called display adapter, graphics adapter, it depends on the website you go to. Check out the driver they have and install their latest driver. That might also fix black screens with audio, because if the audio is there, it means the video is playing. It's just not displaying correctly. So change browser, try to update the driver of your graphics adapter. That might also work. But I'm pretty sure, just either changing the browser or updating the graphics adapter will fix 99% of that type of problem. I can tell you that. Tommy has a problem that he's wondering about because it drives him a little crazy. The fact that, from my understanding, you don't get notifications for the live shows or for YouTube stuff like you had before. Now, this is not a problem from your email. This is a problem from YouTube itself. I have tons of people that actually told me, hey, I don't get the notifications anymore when you do live shows. That's why one of the things that I am thinking of, if, for example, with this channel, maybe building up a user list. And from there, I would send out an email to everybody to let them know, look, I'm live. Because more and more people are not getting the live show notifications. I think it's partly because of the fact that basically maybe it's going in the spam folder. I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of YouTube notifications go in the spam folder. So it's not your email problem. It's not at all related to your email. It's really a YouTube problem. And that is something, fortunately, that's a little sad, because I do get a lot of people that say, hey, I want to know when you're on, because I want to view your live shows, for example, and I don't get the notifications, and it's annoying, so I don't know when you're on or everything. But that is mostly a YouTube problem. And finally, if we go back to Helen, she says that on her second computer, where that is used by her teenagers, the videos on YouTube are often buffering. And now she says that the computer is set up in the basement, and that the Wi-Fi router is set up at the first level, but a little far away. But she said still, Wi-Fi levels are around 50% when I look at the indicator. You know what? 50% on a Wi-Fi signal is usually crappy. I would say if you're not at full speed, 50%, if you're not at 100% on your scale on your Wi-Fi, it often drops really rapidly. So I would bet the buffering that you're having on most videos is simply because your Wi-Fi connection at that distance is not fast enough anymore to actually have your videos working without buffering all the time. So basically, that's one of the biggest problems with the buffering. Also, if you have buffering, remember your computer works hard to have videos playing all the time. And basically, when the videos, if your computer is working too hard, the computer might have some issues with getting all the data because it's hung up, working and doing something else. So it always has to interrupt reception of data for the video in order to do something else. And if it is an old computer, buffering might be pretty much regular stuff. Computers that are older usually have a lot of difficulty have a lot of difficulty, playing back, because the more we advance on the technology, the more it demands power on a computer. So it will buffer a lot more or be weird when you're trying to watch it. So that could be an issue also. Okay, smartphone questions. Yeah, we have smartphone questions. But before we do that, we'll answer another question from Tommy that was received. Tommy has one question, and basically, Tommy is asking me if he can use the same USB thumb drive for the creator's update, because he says that he's got a thumb drive that he created, the anniversary update. Can it be used to do the creator's update? Yes, you can rewrite a USB thumb drive so many times, thousands of times. So just update it. Just use the media creation tool and recreate it with creator's update. It's going to be fine, and you don't have to have separate keys for that. So you are wondering also how to get into your BIOS or UEFI when you reboot. And you say that, so you give me the model number. I did not have time to check it out depending on your model number. It's usually one of the F keys very often at the beginning of, but I'll keep your email, send you a reply with the answer, because I need to check out your model number exactly. So that will come soon. So hope I answer your questions here. Before we continue, we'll also be talking. Stephen Mail has sent me 2 emails, talking how he received a Chromebook. He finally received his Chromebook that he bought last Wednesday. Finally returned it on Monday, and what he says is he had no problem with signing in and attached to his 32-inch HD TV. What he was saying, the laptop screen was excellent, and that's all the good news I have. And somewhat of a learning curve, but I don't think it would be a whole lot different. And the stable mode, it does not run Android apps. Yeah, Android is Android, and you gotta always remember, because anybody that wants to go to an Android tablet, it's not Windows. You cannot do a lot of the things that Windows does. It's mostly an operating system for online usage. Not for necessarily everything you want to do. There's a lot of things that you cannot do or cannot do correctly. And also here he's talking about how he tried to have some of his Microsoft Office documents opened, and when he saved them, they were saved in another format, because on the Chromebook you don't have that Office suite. You have a kind of a free, like LibreOffice style or Open Office style thing that sometimes can change the formatting or isn't perfect 100%. So yes, it is very different, even though it's a computer. Chromebooks are not Windows machines. That's very important to understand. So he's now got some Office files that were transformed into some other types of files that he can't open, and now he will need to redo these files, and he's a little mad at that also, which So also, what else do you have here? He says he's going to stick with Windows now, and he says, please never ask me about Linux or Chrome. I should have known better from when I previously installed Chrome OS last year. The touchpad does not work 100% of the time. It was way too heavy to use as a tablet. I will be looking at to get new Windows laptops soon. So it's the experience of what you got, and normally the touchpad should have been working pretty well, but sad to see that your experience with Chromebooks is not really very nice. And you had several new problems with your Lenovo desktop. A couple of times lost the taskbar. Another time I heard a strange humming noise while the computer froze. Rebooting seems to fix all of these issues. Computer worked fine until the anniversary update. I hope Creators Update will fix some issues. Yeah, you're having issues that are very unique and that are not due to anniversary update. They're due to something's quite not right when Windows is working on your machine. And, think of the Creators Update as a new install, completely new install of Windows. So if it's a install issue, it might come back to normal with Creators Update. If it's a issue that something in your computer and Windows 10 don't like each other, it's probably going to stay the same. So, I don't really know. And I had another follow-up here saying that he had some problems signing in through Facebook in Chrome or Opera. For the most part, changed to an actual sign-in except for Spotify. And ran into the same problem here. I really do not like or use Google Chrome, or I need a computer. For example, the only way to sort bookmarks is that little hamburger menu on the upper right corner. So there's a few things he doesn't like. And but that's funny. Just the fact that you're unable to sign in to Facebook through your Chrome operating system your Chrome browser is an issue, because I have absolutely no problem signing into nothing with Chrome. In fact, if there is one browser that I will always recommend because it always works perfectly with everything, is Google Chrome. So there's an issue very peculiar to you. And you know what? I suspect for a long time, there's something not right with your internet connection. I wouldn't be surprised. So he's probably back to Windows 10, and he's happy to say, for anybody that orders from Amazon, he's happy to say that as soon as UPS picked up the package, Amazon refunded his money. Was no hassle. And Amazon is usually a no hassle thing. They tried to get him to get another Chromebook, but he says now he's a Windows person forever. So he had all sorts of experience, and it's just incredible how many problems you get with all of that. Can I tell you one thing? So really sad to see all the problems you've got there, and hope that it gets better with time. Hello, Jacqueline McBride. By the way, I hope you got my answer from last week. The Avast giving you those virus warnings is a false positive. It's not true, and everybody that has Avast in a Mac computer has that problem. Okay, it's a false positive. It's a false positive, like I said, Jacqueline. You do not have a virus. It's Avast that doesn't detect correctly, and it's giving you that message. You don't have a virus at all. Okay, smartphone questions coming to me from Jerry. Jerry says, hello, I'm new to your shows and love everything that I've seen. Love your tips and tricks videos. They've helped me learn a lot about my computer and how to use it. Thank you. Questions he's got are for his smartphones. So first one, display an iPhone screen on a TV. He says that he's seen a few videos on the web where people are actually displaying their iPhone screen on the TV. And he was wondering how that is done. Easiest way, go get yourself an Apple TV. If you get yourself an Apple TV, you will immediately have wireless streaming of your iPhone screen on your TV. I actually did that a lot, even played some games doing that. Just be warned, your internet connection, your Wi-Fi, not your internet, but your Wi-Fi connection with your router needs to be really good. Because if it's a little weak or if it is not perfect, it doesn't work all that well. I had it working quite well, but I had to be close to the router for it to work really well. And but if your Wi-Fi signal is 100% where you're doing this, or if you're really near your router, works great. Display Android phone on TV. Two things you can do. There are some TVs that have the possibility to get that Wi-Fi, that video directly. So you can cast the video on Android, and if you look at your phone in the menu, there's a place where it says, do you want me to find devices that I can cast to? If you got a smart TV, try it out. Some smart TVs are already made for that. If you have a Samsung TV, for example, they're all made for streaming or casting your Android display already. If not, very cheap alternative and way to do it is to buy yourself a Chromecast. It's a little dongle, a little bigger than a USB thumb drive. It's actually a little round shaped. And that thing will actually accept Android phone casting easily. And it works as well as the Apple TV. So, if you have a regular TV that has HDMIs or even a smart TV, you could, get yourself an Apple TV and a Chromecast. And with these two devices, you'll be able to cast almost anything, even other types of devices. So, you'll be set up basically. And finally, can a phone be used with a wireless keyboard and a monitor and act as a computer? Yeah, basically you would be able to do so. Most of the devices except Android phones or even the iPhone accept wireless keyboards. So on the iPhone you can get the Apple's wireless keyboard. On Android, it's surprising. Most most Bluetooth keyboards made for Windows actually work. And so you got your keyboard, and after that, there are versions of, for example, Word and Excel and all of that. They're not totally the same, so you can't switch for 100% to like that being a desktop style device, but it's really, really close. And depending, if you're not too demanding, it's actually going to work. So basically, just get yourself either an Apple keyboard for your iPhone, an Apple TV will display on your screen. You'll be able to do quite a lot. It's surprising. Remember that these devices, if you have an iPhone, you'll have to store in some place like OneDrive or iCloud when you do documents, because you can't store them in the device really. And on Android you can store them in the device or on the cloud also. So it's something you can try out. For some people it works. I've seen a few clients of mine that actually have that working and do it really, really well. So basically, it's really going to be, dependent on what you are using that. So, okay. What else do we have here? Creators update questions coming to us through another email. This one is from Francis. Francis says, hello, send you a few questions in the past. Yes, I do remember. And enjoy your live show. So the questions he's got is, why is Windows 10 not finished and needs to have updates? like the creators update. Well, Windows 10 is a work in progress. It's been designed like that. Windows 10 is not an unfinished software. It's finished when we get a certain version, but they continue working on something else to update it, to add new features, change features people don't like, and to simply add features that at the time when it was done, it didn't exist, and now it does. So it needs to get an update to be compatible with that. And it's basically a work in progress. It is the way Windows 10 is designed. So why do you get creators updates, or why do you get really big updates like the anniversary update last year? It is for that reason. They design and they continue working on Windows 10. So it always will have new features, and this will come to basically a point where you'll always have something that's going to come in. What they want to do is 2 updates a year. So this year we're going to have 2, and they're going to try to keep that schedule of 2 updates a year. We'll see in 2018. I kind of want to see 2 updates in 2018, what they're going to do. Well, creators updates still work on my old hardware. They have not changed the minimum. They have not changed the minimum requirement, meaning it will continue working. And basically, it's working pretty much with everything that already worked in the past that have Windows 10. Anniversary was bad for me. Will creators update fix it? I don't know. I can't answer that question because it depends what's going bad. And one of the things that's always this kind of a tricky question when you talk about it, because when somebody tells me, oh, anniversary update, had all sorts of glitches, I'd like to see the computer on which it has glitches. Anniversary update is now more than 95% of computers. Not even 1% had issues. And these are real statistics, not the one from Microsoft. The real statistics of different websites that I go and watch regularly. Not even 1% had issues. That gives you an idea that it's not a problematic update at all. It was a little bit at the first weeks for those that forced it. But all those that waited for it did not have issues. So, will it fix? I don't know. It could be a glitch that your computer has also. You got to remember, another thing that I always tell everybody is, when something goes wrong and Windows doesn't work well, 90% of the time your computer is the problem, not Windows itself. Windows itself has an issue because your computer has something not right. So it's very, very difficult to answer a very general question like that. Hardware questions coming to us from Marco. Marco says hello. Marco's in Italy. So nice to have an Italian viewer. Pretty cool. Pretty international show here, really. So basically, Marco wants to know, first of all, is laptop power supply fried? And he says that the laptop power supply is for his Toshiba computer. How do you find a replacement? Simple, you know what? There's different ways. You can go on, if you have not far from where you live a computer shop of some sort, or a big place that sells computers. They often have these universal power supplies, and actually almost all of my computers except my main one have universal power supplies. Usually they come in a box. They have all sorts of little tips. You gotta find the tip that fits correctly to your computer. And once you have the good tip and the good voltage, because sometimes there's a little switch, it's going to work. So you can get a universal one. The idea that's cool about universal, if you change your computer for another one and the other one fries, well, the universal will work with everything. So I got like 3 or 4 universal power supplies here. Or else what you could do is you can contact support at Toshiba, because it's a Toshiba. They'll have a replacement for you if you want. You can also look on eBay. There are some replacements there. One little thing that I gotta say, if you go on eBay, be careful that the really cheap ones, a lot of them pretend to be original and they are not. Usually the originals are more expensive. So you might pay on eBay even up to $50, $60 for a original one, rather than, 18, like, you'll see some at like $18.95, which are cheap replacements. Cheap replacements might not work well or might not work for a very long time. So be careful with that, for sure. Also, reading old desktop and laptop hard drives on USB. There's wonderful little kits that you can buy. They come with a power supply and a whole host of connectors that are made for every type of hard drives, laptop, desktop, old IDE ones, new SATA ones. Universal has a USB plug. You'll find that easily, even at electronics stores. And I've just bought a new one, because I needed a new one. And the one I have is kind of a little square, the connectors. Just put the hard drive on it, put the power cable on it, plug it in, plug it to USB, and I can read any hard drives from the old ones and the new ones. So basically, that will work for sure. So basically, it's pretty easy, and you'll find that easily, and you can even find them on the internet. There's a lot of Amazon has a few for like $30, $25, $30. You'll have something that will read every hard drives, and it's cool to have. If your computer ever fails, of something is not right, well, what's cool is that you can take out the hard drive from your laptop or desktop and read it on another computer. And keyboard replacement on a Dell laptop, yeah, you can. The best place for keyboard replacements is eBay. I gotta say, for the price versus what you get, just go on eBay and type Dell, your model number, make sure it's the correct model number, and keyboards are very often easy to change. There are a few models that are complicated, but most laptops that I've seen, even from Dell, have an easy way of changing the keyboard without having to open up everything. And YouTube is your friend. If you're wondering how to change a keyboard or something, I can tell you one thing. There's probably a video on how to change the keyboard on that Dell laptop already. So you can check that out, and it's going to help you cope with that. Hello, the chat room. How are you, everybody? I hope my voice isn't too bad after my Sting concert last night. I actually had a very, very funny moment. Of course, I was at a Sting concert last night, and it was really, really cool. And every time I go to a concert, I sing my heart out, because anyways, the music is just so loud that nobody hears you. And there was a lady just to my right, and basically she looked at me at some point when it was a little quiet, and she says, can I tell you something, sir? I said, yes. you sing really well. I was like, oh, okay, so you heard me singing. So it was just fun. Oh, it was great. Was really great. Was really great. I love Sting, and I've seen Sting. With yesterday, it's the sixth time that I see Sting. But last time was a long time. Last time was 15 years ago. But really, really good. The only thing that made me a little curious is he did not sing any songs from The Dream of the Blue Turtles, which is, his first real popular solo album. That, I gotta say, was kind of surprising. I was expecting at least one song from it, but he didn't even play one. So it was really, really cool. And so my voice is a little a little harsh today. So 6 times a real stingray. By the way, Cool AM, Andre, I will send you the MP3s tomorrow. I did not have time at all, but tomorrow I'll have a little time on my hand, so I'll do the voiceovers and send you that probably later in the day tomorrow. So expect that in your email tomorrow. We'll send you that. Were other old police band members on stage? Nope. And he was with a Texas band. It was kind of interesting because, first of all, it was a very small place. The Metropolis is like a 2,000 place theater. And apparently it was his choice. He wanted to be in a small place. That's why he chose that place. And what happened is there was another band from Texas called the Las Bandoleros. And they were good. But what was interesting is instead of, there's that first part and then there's Sting, it was kind of mixed in. So Sting had the musicians of that band playing instruments while he was doing his songs. So it's kind of interesting to have that mix. And his son was there. Sting's son was there. And I got to say, he has the same voice as his father. It was just amazing. So I had a lot of fun. Really, really a lot of fun. My ears are not ringing anymore. There's new rules here in Montreal now. Concerts cannot go above a certain level. And I've noticed that in the last 3 or 4 shows that I've been to, it's strong, but not strong to make you deaf. I remember when I was, 20 years old, going to a concert, you'd get outside and you were deaf. And it took a few hours before your ears came back to normal. So, and so it was really, really, really cool. So really, really a lot of fun. Hello there. So I'm going to say hello, Bobby Burgess. Nice to have you on board. Pretty cool. Heriberto Mendoza. I'm trying to locate Vista Business OEM software. Any ideas? I have an older laptop and there's a genuine key sticker on it. Thanks in advance. The problem is that the key on a laptop is totally useless because it is volume licensing. So even if you find a Vista Business, you will not be able to activate it with the key. The best thing that I would think of is contact the company that makes the laptop and hope that they have still replacement discs for that OEM that they have. So make sure that you check it out, because if you get any type of install disk, the key is not going to work. All keys that are on laptops and desktops made by brands are not good to enter on any original Windows. And that's also another thing here is like Bobby says, you know, Vista is really reaching the end of life cycle next month. So, you know, it's almost, you know, I transformed that. I transformed that into, I don't know, a Linux machine or something. I think it's going to be better. And it's going to be free. But I'm sorry, there's not a lot you can do about that and trying to find something. Oh yeah, Grapple Pearls, that's true. I forgot about that. I could have added a little bit of honey and my juice here to smooth the throat. That would have been nice. So hello, Grapple Pearls. Nice to have you here, as usual. So André Courel Radio, hello there. And what else do we have? Jacqueline McBride. Like I said, the virus is fake. It's not real viruses that you got. It's what we call false positive. It's Avast going a little crazy. And VB Gen is means it's a it's a type. First of all, it's a very generic virus type. So it's not a, you know, it's not telling you have a specific virus. It's telling you have a general type of virus in a category. VB might mean Visual Basic or something like that. It can mean a lot of things, but it's very and the gen. When it says gen, it's like, okay, it's a generic type virus. It's not. It doesn't pinpoint a specific one. Usually. What else do we have here? And thank you for removing your ad block when you're watching YouTube videos. It is something that I always ask everybody. Please, you know, when you like, not just for me, for everybody that you like content on the internet, please do. You know, remove your ad block or whitelist the website so that ads can be displayed, because that's a way of living. And ad block is, you know, someday you'll see that the internet will be more and more, you have to pay for things, and that's because ad blocks are removing monetization from everybody. So ad block is, you know, I don't use ad block ever. And personally, I don't think they should exist, but that's, you know, that's me. Hello there, Tim Damude. Do I only use Windows? Well, I have Windows in 90% of my machines, but I do have a Linux machine here, and I've got a MacBook computer also, so I got Mac and Linux also. Jill for president. No problem. I'd be happy. I'm coming to the US, and we're going to take out him and replace him with me. I'll be your president. Unfortunately, I think I can't, because I was born in Canada, and I think a US president needs to have been born in the United States or something like that. So what else do we have here? Miss Lady Catherine 313, thank you. Welcome aboard. Once again, thank you for the generous donation that you had given me. And Bobby Burgess also, a lot of you come through. Thank you, Tim. Tim also gave a nice donation last week. Really, really appreciate it a lot, I gotta say. Did I miss anybody? Say hello if I missed. I think Peter Sargent is there. I saw in the beginning. And my 15048 is holding up really well, very solid, and we'll have another build tomorrow. Donna Sarkar said there's no build today because they have an update glitch, but we're having another build tomorrow. So would have been funny to be again in a build during the show tonight. And don't forget, 6 p.m. today. 2300 hours Universal Time. We will be live on the Insider channel with the Windows Insider Hour. So hope that you will be there and watch that. So it was kind of fun to see it coming during the show, and kind of cool. Alex Tuttle, hello there. Nice to have you here, and let's check it out. I've got a few questions that came in through email. Let's just check them out quickly. Alexander in the Ukraine asks, hello, my DVD drive, which I used last time to install Windows, failed and caused significant problems with my system. So I'd like to ask you, what is the best software to create bootable DVDs? You know what? The easiest way, Alexander, to avoid that and don't have any issues and not have to fix any DVD drives if you don't want to, get yourself the image file from Windows and use Rufus, R-U-F-U-S. It's the best that you can use to create a bootable bootable USB thumb drive for that Windows operating system. So simply have yourself do a an image file, and if you're using an older operating system, you can I don't know if you have maybe a friend of yours that you can access. You can use a software to create an image file of that DVD of install, like Windows 7 DVD, and then with Rufus you'll be able to create a bootable thumb drive using a USB key, which is going to work really, really well. Your Rufus is the best to create a bootable thumb drive. Can tell you that. What else do we have here? Okay. Let me check that out. Okay, we also have Alex Tuttle. Laptop problem with my battery with charging after 99%. My laptop with battery on my laptop will charge up to 99%, and it's saying not charging, but it is plugged in the wall. You don't have to bring it up the video you'd like. I did go in my UEFI BIOS set in there and wait to see if the OS problem or hardware problem and if something. I would bet that it's your battery that's having an issue. Pretty much all the time when charging stops at a certain point. The other thing that you should do is a full cycle. I don't know if you've done that recently. Have your laptop battery drained up to your laptop shutting down by itself and recharge it again. It might be the chip in the battery that checks for how charged it is that doesn't have the right information with the reality. So check that out, because it could be that. Usually by doing a big cycle, really making your computer use the battery until it shuts down by itself and then charging it again might actually fix the issue. But apart from that, it's very possible, if you haven't changed anything, if your power supply is the original and everything, it's your battery that has some kind of glitch, and that's having that issue, pretty sure. Mary Ellen Parker, I was wondering how to do a nice email signature that includes an image or picture in Mail and Calendar, and also in Outlook Mail. Outlook Mail version doesn't offer very much in the way of options, nor does Mail and Calendar. Are there any free websites that are dependable to help with this, that are safe to use? Get tired of sending emails with this sent from Mail with Windows 10, like below. Any help? A how-to video would be fantastic. You know what? It's something that is a great idea for videos. I started reading, and the first thing that I thought is, oh, that would be a nice little series of videos, and doing personalized signatures and emails for Mail and Outlook and everything. So yep, I'm keeping that. It's coming up in the next week or two. I'm going to do the backup series this week. So maybe next week we'll check that. Email signatures. Maybe have a look, because there's a lot of things people don't know in email. Maybe have a closer look at email also. I think that would not be a bad idea. And what else do I have here? Agil, how are you doing? I'm trying to, okay, this is Brendan. Brendan says he's trying to install Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2013, and he's getting an install error on his machine. And what does it say here? Cannot find publisher that browse to a valid instruction. That's your install package that has a problem. If you're installing it from a DVD or a CD, it might have a scratch and it's unable to read that file. Since you have Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2013, I have a hunch that you might have downloaded that from some weird source. Not saying here, maybe it's original, but I haven't seen the Professional Plus usually really have the original one. So it could be a damaged package. It's simply telling you it's missing a file. So it's not an error because of anything except it's missing a file. So if it's, like I said, a DVD, it's that. If it's a download, it's not impossible that your download is missing something. That's possible. But every time an error like that pops up, it's usually an error for in the files, for sure. Hey Alexander, okay, I can't use USB because it costs some money, and I reinstall Windows maybe once in a half year. Can I use Rufus for creating bootable DVDs? Well, if you have a image of the Windows operating system on a DVD, you do not need any special software. DVDs with the original image file will burn as a bootable DVD automatically. You can download CD Burner XP. I'm gonna put it here, CD Burner XP. It's a free burning software. It will allow you to burn an image. So you use the image burn format, you choose your Windows ISO, and you just burn it, and it will be a bootable DVD. You won't have any problems with that for sure. No problem. And CD Burner XP is updated, still updated all the time, works on every version of Windows. It's a cool program, and it does everything you need in burning software, so check it out. Jacqueline, I use Avira browser safety to keep me safe from bad websites that are in red and good websites are in green. Yeah, a lot of websites actually have that feature of telling you websites are good or bad. So that it is a nice feature of a lot of antivirus. And Albert Zappa, forgot to say hello, says, I heard the question a while back about getting in BIOS shell. I used recovery and advanced option to get to my UEFI on my Toshiba yesterday, and it was very simple that way. Yeah, you can of course do that. Go into the as the Tommy was asking me how to get into his BIOS and anything like that. When you go into your notifications on the bottom right, Tommy, if you're you'll watch this part, what you can do is of course go into settings, go into update and security, and there on the left side you have the option to recovery. Click advanced. In the advanced startup, click restart now. You will be faced with options. One of them is to go into the settings for UEFI or BIOS. So you can try it out from there. It's a way that you can try it also, for sure. for sure. Okay, what else do we have here? Talking about shortwave radio on the Windows channel. Patrick Manny says he uses WOT Web of Trust for protection against bad websites. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? Okay, so you're watching the live tech show from Montreal, and hope that you are enjoying. Another little question coming in through the email, and that question is from Walt. Walt says, hello, my first time viewing. Really find your shows very informative, and I'm happy to have found you on YouTube. Question that you have is your screen has some vertical lines going across your laptop. They start from the top, go to the bottom. About a year ago, you had one line on the left side of your screen, and now you have four, and they are at different areas of the screen from left to right. What can I do to fix this, and what does it mean? Vertical lines in the display that start at the top go to the bottom, or vice versa. Basically, when they do all of the line, that means one connection to one of the LCD panel, because there's like a gazillion little connections on the top that goes down through your LCD on a screen, and that's the liquid crystal display. Basically, a connection has failed, so now you get one line that is bad and that cannot answer. It could be also a transistor in the line feed. So basically, a screen that does that means it will eventually go bad totally. And so it's really a problem that basically usually will need a screen replacement on your computer. That's something that I see from time to time. It's probably one of the common problems of screens of any kind. Even Macs, there's a series of iMacs, 21, 24-inch iMacs from about 3 or 4 years ago that have that issue, and they often have that issue appearing. Funniest thing is Apple never did a recall, but I've seen it so often on those iMacs that I think it's almost, needed for a recall. I can tell you that. So yes, Rufus is USB only. Rufus is really USB only. Hello there, Kirk Weber. Nice to have you here, and pretty cool. Hey, Bobby's got, that's nice. I hope you're enjoying, Bobby, your Texan PL380. It's a great little radio. Hope you're enjoying that. Ripple Pearl says, I saw one side joke called Wise Stamp, but it seemed very convoluted and only worked with Gmail. Yeah, I'll be more in the let me show you a way to create it yourself type of signature, rather than using websites to create one. And of course, if I do find a website that looks cool to create one, I'll be checking that for sure. So cool, Grapple Pearls. And I'll send you my address. And you know what, Grapple Pearls, by the way, because there's a few times that you were talking about it, I'll put my my full postal address in an email. Send me a check, because I know you've asked me a few times, and I'll see how I can change it here somehow. Okay. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? Nothing left in the email. And what else do we have here? Anybody have anything to ask in the chat room? And actually, I'll call my bank and ask them what's the best way for them. And we'll see what can be done about that. So we'll be live. Yes, I have. No, I have not. For YouTube monetization, well, it gives me the time to do all of that. So I try to schedule myself some mix-in. So for example, in a day, sometimes what I'll do is try to think, okay, today I should do this, or I have a lot of time. Let's do this and this and this. Windows videos and radio videos, and if I want to do something for another channel, maybe. But man, it is, I do have the impression that I do only this, and I don't do anything else. I got to say, that's for sure. Tim says he's an alien and doesn't need sleep. Yes, I do. Alexander says, thank you, just installed it. I need to create my weird DVD drive, and when Creators Update will be available to update it. Cool. That's going to work well with that, and you don't need anything else. About the Insider Hour, is that your best time, or can you try to do it on Wednesdays? Here's the thing. Doing live shows is demanding because I have to set up. And until my setup in the office is to a point where I could do shows anytime without having to spend an hour and a half just setting up the stuff. Because here's how it works right now, okay? This is my living room. And of course, if I keep all of that in the living room, somebody will be mad at me at some point. So basically, what happens is about an hour and a half before I do a live show, I will start setting up the lighting, the camera, the wires, everything up. I need to add another computer to this TV temporarily, stuff like that. So it takes time. And so what happens is I've chosen today to do the Windows Insider Hour for the simple fact that setup is already here. So all I have to do is, just start the stream from that channel. Everything's already set up. Don't have to do anything else. If I do it on another day, like tomorrow, that means I will either have to explain to somebody the reason why everything is So I should be back online. I don't know why stream just. I did see something appear on my. So I'm back. I did see something appear on my my internet connection. I'm plugged in with the Ethernet cable, and it temporarily became a red X, as if something happened and the connection reset. With my internet service provider. I have the impression that it's the internet service provider that had some issue temporarily, and it kind of unplugged me or removed me from the stream. So anyways, we're back. So what I was saying is that because the setting is already here, it's easier for me to do it tonight rather than, remove everything and set it back up again tomorrow. And like I was saying, on Thursdays, we're probably going to have a regular feature of retro gaming. That was a test last week with the Amiga 500. And, me and Gabriel came to the same solution. We were thinking, well, why do it another day and set up again? And also the fact that Gabriel is already here. It doesn't have to come over here 2 or 3 days a week. We do it all in the same day. So basically, that's the reason, the main reason why I basically do this and keep my, do the things on the same day. It's easier for me just for the setup. Hey there, Josh K. Nice to have you here. Verbal Pearl says, Gishel, that creator's update scares the hell out of me. So afraid I'm going to screw up my old Dell laptop. I don't think so. I think it's going to go fine. I think it's going to really go fine. So, you see you guys talk about the NSA, the CIA, and everything, and I get cut off. Immediately when we talk about these guys, they cut a wire somewhere so they could get in the middle to be able to see what's happening on the chat and to be able to know who I am, where I am, and what I'm talking about. So that's it, And the retro gaming was fun. Actually, it was really, really nice. It's just a question of popularizing it a little bit. What I find sad about the retro gaming is the fact that it's late for Europe. So I wasn't sure. One idea that did come to mind with Gabriel would be maybe if we do it before the From the Couch show was something that came to mind. What about if we do it at 1 p.m. Eastern? That would be 1800 hours UT. That's early evening Europe, and most of Europe would have it, in a early evening mode. So I don't know. We'll see. If we do it before or after. I don't know. But I think the idea of to keep it the same day is the best. But if we're going up to June, just to give you guys a little update first on the operations of my live shows. Okay, if monetization is good enough and I can continue on with what I'm doing, in June I'll be taking my annual break for about a month, where I'll just not do any live shows for a month. And what is going to happen is that in that time period of the month, my office will change. I'll get a second 50-inch. Well, actually, I'll get a 70-inch for this because my living room is quite big. And this is small. 50-inch, I find it small. The idea is I want to set up my office so that it becomes the center of my streaming universe. Take this 50-inch, put it there, and have a 70-inch here for watching TV. What would be nice is with that, I have no more setup to do. Everything is already set up all the time because that room will be used only for streaming out stuff. And I want to upgrade a few things, but it takes the money I don't quite have right now, so I'll have to figure out what I can do. But two things also that I will need a new computer. I really, really need a new computer. This is a Core i5 laptop that is really 3 years old, more than 3 years old now. It really needs to be changed so I can have really a lot of performance. I want to have a much, much better router and make sure that the connections are extremely solid with the internet. Stuff like that. So, it's going to require an investment in money. And the thing is I need to do that investment, but with, unfortunately, I got to think about the fact that not only does that investment have to pay for me, but have to give me enough money to live on in the future. So basically, that's pretty much what's happening. So, well, I don't want to. Hello there, Carol T. I don't want to go on Linux, an old version of Linux for that. I can tell you that. So, you know, I want to have a much more powerful laptop. I even came to mind to me that maybe if operations are, you know, permanent, because in the office things are not going to move much, is I would maybe want to have a powerful desktop that will be the streaming machine, and the only thing it's going to do is stream live web shows, and you know, increase the output at the same time. Maybe add, you know, I'm thinking right now of if things would work right, maybe adding 2 or 3 new shows in the fall of this year, somewhere at the end of August, early September. But nothing is sure yet because I'm in the middle of, wow, monetization's crappy. It's really, you know, it's really fun that you guys are helping out, but I really need to have the money to buy those things, and you know, we'll see. So yes, Stephen, I went through your emails of your Chromebook story and everything. And hello there, Stephen Mail. It's nice to have you here. Really nice to have you here. So I get that all the time, Miss Lady Catherine. So many people tell me, "Oh no, man, 1 month without you live, I'm gonna miss you." So yeah, Patreon is a possibility. I'll just for those that want to help me, Patreon.com is a great way to help me out. You can you know, give a little something every month, and you know, it's there's a PayPal stuff. So every little bit helps, and it helps me invest in maybe creating a streaming studio of some sort. And that's why I'm, you know, I hate asking for money, but oh, of course, you know, I love having the chat with you guys, and you know, I have 2 wonderful chat rooms that I love. When I do the radio shows, there's a great radio gang on my radio shows, and I just love the fact that, you know, of all the great people in the chat room and the conversations, and it's just fun. And yes, you know, same thing here. It's kind of cool to to see all of that and interact with you guys, and it's like being in a room with, you know, I have the impression being in a room here with all of you, and it's really nice. And especially when I see, you know, I like the fact that a lot of you have a little personal picture, because I also some of you that I can see your face, so it's like, okay, I'm chatting with you, but you know, I can see who you are, and it's kind of cool. So there's a lot of little things there, and you know, it's really fun to have all of you. And yes, you know what? And I'm extremely happy. Last year, when I did my 6 weeks of no shows, you know what? It does 2 things to me. First of all, it's good because it helps me relax a little bit. Because doing this, you know, like you guys were talking, how do you have time to do all of this? Well, exactly. At some point, that the few weeks that I take off are nice because they change my mind into something else, enjoying life a little more. But I got to say, when I came back, I was extremely happy to come back and to do live shows. It was something that I do miss it after a certain time. You know, even if I would stop, you know what? That's one thing that I was thinking. Say I would stop because monetization was not there. I do think I would still continue doing some live shows from time to time. Not every week, but I would probably do some live shows from time to time just for the fact that I love doing this. And it's fun to talk with you guys and girls. So it's really, really cool. Hello there, Tommy. Nice to have you on board. And pretty cool. Oh, that's nice, Jacqueline. You know, the next laptop I'm buying, I want to have the keyboard to light up. You know, when it's dark, it's so cool to have a lighted keyboard. Really so cool. So really, really nice. So, well, thank you, Miss Lady Catherine. And that's pretty nice. You know, a lot of people are, you know, if I would have to give up on radio and computers, what would it be and why? Well, you know, if monetization were to get to a point where I can't really pay the bills, I'll simply go back as a tech guy, more of a full-time tech guy. You know, right now, I take tech guy duties on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I do not do the radio show, if needed. I prefer if, you know, right now I'm trying to keep it at, I do 1 day a week of tech duties, okay? Will give me several $100, and it completes, you know, it enables me to continue paying the bills and still doing this. If I could live on the fact that, okay, monetization plus your donation plus a 1 day a week day of tech duties, you know, I think I will continue like this for a while. But if really I would need to do more, then of course I'll take these days and try to have more tech jobs. You know, I used to be full-time tech job from Monday to Saturday. I used to have many clients every day, Monday to Saturday, and you know, money was good, you know, for sure. And basically, it's how what I would do. You know, I don't feel like I've been doing tech jobs for such a long time that it's not something that I want to do full time again. That's for sure. But you know, 1 day a week, it's not bad. Last week I had I believe it was Monday that I had a full day, and I gotta say, the fact of, you know, going out around town and it was kind of fun. Was kind of you know, it's a little refreshing. You're out of the house. One thing that I do notice with what I'm doing right now is about how I'm always in the home doing videos, and at some point, not going too much outside and moving around, you kind of get a little crazy. But you know, I don't want to come back to a full schedule of you know, this is, I do work hard, I do set up, I do a lot of things, but it's not the same. I have I have no impression at all of working. At all. I have the impression of just having fun, because what I do, I love what I do in the videos and the live shows. So it's more like I'm having fun, getting paid, having fun. And I would like to continue like that, because that's pretty much how I feel. And but I do not feel like I would like to go back to a full week of working as a tech guy. It's something I'm not really sure I wanted to do, you know. And as you get older, you know what? I've worked at different jobs for, like, you know, 9 to 5 for years and years and years. And that's something I just don't want to do anymore. I can tell you that. What else do we have here? Hey, Kirk Weber. Nah, I'm not. I had one MacBook, and it's the only MacBook I'll ever get. And a $1,000 PC is 100 times more powerful than a $2,000 Mac. So it's for sure it would be. And if I have, my ambitions would be to have a really nice, powerful desktop that maybe could be really cool as a gaming machine at the same time, and get back into gaming a little more. So Carol says, give up the computers and only do radio. Funny thing is, the radio live shows and the radio stuff is the most popular of all the stuff I do. It's quite amazing. Really amazing. People personal shit. What is all this talk about desktop apps not working on Windows 10? I don't understand. Oh, it's because there's a cloud version of Windows 10 that prevents you from installing desktop apps. Desktop apps is, when you have a download of a file or you have a DVD and you're installing your programs, going, next, install in this folder and so on. But it's not on Windows 10. A regular Windows 10 will have desktop apps. They just added a option saying now, if you want, you can block desktop apps from installing, but they're not blocking it. They're not going to block it. Do I have any other hobbies like to fly drones, quadcopters? Because I don't have a lot of time, I don't do much, but I have about 10 or 12 radio-controlled race cars and 4x4s. I've got a radio-controlled Ski-Doo. I would like to have a really nice, cool drone that I could fly around. These are things I really love. Music is a big part of what I do also. I play guitar. I'd like to, I was at Sting concert yesterday, and the first thing that I was thinking was, man, I'd like to get back on the guitar, install myself really well, get back to the guitar, and learn some more tunes and just have fun with the guitar itself. Jacob Anderson, nice to have you here. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Very, very kind and very nice. Very nice. Very nice thing. What else do we have? Yep, like you say, Kirk, I need balance. I need, I'm at a point where I want to enjoy life more than work life. And a lot of people around me don't understand at all how I feel and what I do, because they see that I put a lot of time in this, and they see that I have less money than I had before, and for them it's a nonsense. For them it's, why the hell are you doing that if it doesn't pay like the tech jobs? And I don't talk about it because I know that it's impossible for me to explain that, well, while you're working at that place every day from 9 to 5, I have time to do other things. I can go out and have lunch. I can, if I have up to here of videos at 2 in the afternoon, it's like I'm going outside in the sunshine, taking a walk, or just having fun, listening to music. And it's something that's very hard to explain for a lot of people. People are way too hung on money. It's like their lives is driven by cash. My life is driven by what I want to do, not money. But up to a point, when I talk about donations and stuff, it's because, okay, there's a point where below this level of income, I'm going to start having trouble paying the bills and the stuff. Now, I don't have trouble right now, but if it continues to go down, I gotta say is there's some I'll have to take some more tech jobs to compensate. But for now, it's like I can still continue, and if I can continue forever, that's what I want. I can tell you that. Stephen Mel, just don't use a Chromebook. Oh man. Beautiful Pearl says everybody needs to get out and get some fresh air now and then. Sitting at a computer all day makes you gain weight. Oh, that's for sure. And I love biking in the summertime. As soon as it's beautiful outside, I do I'd say about 2,000 to 3,000 kilometers of biking every summer. I'm a big bike fan. And you know what, Gripple Pearls? I think it's the other way around. It's not Gabriel that is influencing me. I think I'm a bad influence to him, or maybe a good one, because he looks at me, and I think maybe part of what he would like to do or doesn't know is because of what I do. He'd like to do something that he wants to do and have fun also. So, droning while impaired. Drunk droning. Yeah, exactly, Carol. It's not about money, it's enjoying life. And, I would say if a part of my life, part of the fact that I'm married, which is a beautiful thing, part of my life, I would say that I would tell everybody that I've been able to really say I'm proud of is the fact that I'm able to enjoy myself. I'm able to, for example, it's doing videos, but honestly, when I go to, Perry Island with my little portable receivers in the middle of the woods, listening to the radio, yeah, it's a video radio day, but I'm just having a cool time. And there's a few people in my Facebook, when they see that I do that, they're like, "You're so lucky bum. I have to work and you're outside in the sunshine listening to the radio." And well, I made a choice. I made a life choice. And that's why I do it. It's part of my life choice. I'm in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Kirk. So, really, really something. How often do you have time to go with your radios to anywhere you want to go? I would say that I could easily do it once or twice a week if I really want to. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll compress my video output. So I'll try to, you might see a day where I post a lot more videos than usual. And that's because usually what I do in the video output is I start making videos local time around 9:30 a.m. in the morning when I wake up. Take my coffee. That's the first thing I do. I will start looking at, okay, my news bulletin needs to be out, so I'll read tech news. And then I'll do videos. And usually around 6 or 7 p.m., I just chill out, okay? No more videos for the rest of the evening. But if I know that, for example, say that they would tell me that Wednesday is going to be, or tomorrow, Wednesday, would be a fantastic, beautiful day to go out with the radios, then what I would do is probably, after the live shows today, do a few more videos to compensate for I will not do videos tomorrow for Windows much, except my news bulletin. And that allows me to take that day and go out and do the radio. So, but right now it's not, it's not the time. It's cold, and we had kind of a high storm last night. When we got out of the Sting concert, you guys should have seen it. It's amazing. The sidewalk was all frozen up. And everybody, I was wondering why it was so taking so much time to get out of the theater, and it's because the sidewalk was iced and people were just holding on to whatever they can to not fall down. And actually, just coming from the concert to home here, I probably almost fell down at least a dozen times. It was a hell of a lot of really an experience. So what happens when you're drunk and flying a drone to get more beer? Oh man. So you know, that's pretty much what's happening. And hey, Farney Jr. Yes, 6 p.m. The Windows Insider Hour is coming up in about an hour and 10 minutes time, and so that will be on the Insider channel. So it's going to be cool. And so if anybody wants to join me in about an hour, and actually, you guys, I'm having a little idea here of maybe getting myself a little bottle of wine to sip on a little glass of wine while I do the show tonight. So I think that could be cool. So hey guys and girls, yeah, tomorrow David Walker tomorrow for the Insider build. There was a little bug issue today, but they're trying to have one for tomorrow. So I'm gonna say bye-bye for now. I'll be back in just over an hour's time, and I'm gonna go get myself a little rosé wine so that I can sip on that while I'm doing the Windows Insider show. I think it's gonna be cool. So hope all of you guys can join me in just over an hour's time. I'll post for people that are watching the chat room the place that you need to go to watch my next show at 6 p.m. Eastern, 2300 hours UTC. And it's Windows 10 for everyone. That's where you will find me in just over an hour's time. And oh yes, a little cheese. That's a good idea, Patrick. I get myself a little bit of cheese. Thanks for the idea. So take care, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. helpwithyourcomputers@gmail.com is where you send your questions during the week. I will answer them, of course, live next week. And of course, I always check out the chat room. Take care, everybody. See you in just over an hour. For those that we don't see, remember, Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 hours UT. From the couch with my nephew Gabriel. And for those that are on the radio stuff, no radio shows this week. So it's my week off for the radio stuff. So thanks everybody for the nice comments. In over an hour, we'll be live for the Windows Insider Hour. Take care, everyone. See you a little later. Bye.